Jacksonville, Florida, December 16. A Washington Redskins helmet is seen before the game against the Jacksonville Jaguars at TIAA Bank Field on December 16, 2018 in Jacksonville, Florida. Photo by Sam Greenwood, Getty Images. Yes, the Redskins could. And it could be one of their better options, in fact. The Washington Redskins come into the 2019 NFL Draft at an opportune time. Their roster is in a state where many positions would suffice in round 1, yet there is a clear overbearing need for playmakers on offense. The possibility has been discussed in various circles, but it was first prospected at Rigo's Rag by Ken Hockenson, who endorsed no if and at no. 15 on his podcast episode. Later, Rigo's Rag contributor Kyle Hundley joined the podcast with his own favorite Iowa tight end, T.J. Hockenson. Both players are stellar prospects, but Hockenson might be the best for the Redskins' needs. Want your voice heard? Join the Rigo's Rag team. Write for us. A rare redshirt sophomore in the 2019 NFL Draft class, T.J. Hockenson has drawn favorable comparisons to legendary Patriots tight end Rob Gronkowski. Like Gronkowski, Hockenson has a cool last name that can be condensed into a shorter, even cooler nickname. Like Gronkowski, Hockenson's college production undersells his all-around prowess. Like Gronkowski, Hockenson figures to go in round 1, and be a game-changer at the next level. The Redskins need more blockers. And the Redskins need more pass catchers. What if they could address both needs with one pick? Let's take a closer look at the next product of Iowa's tight end factory, T.J. Hockenson. Page 2 MINNEAPOLISMN, October 6, T.J. Hockenson. Photo by Hannah Fosline, Getty Images. Scouting T.J. Hockenson was fun. I was able to watch 3 full games on him, and there were more than a few plays that stood out. It's very clear that he's a complete pro-ready prospect who translates well to the modern NFL. But what about him makes this so? Let's dive into the details. As a run blocker, Hockenson has exceptional get-off. His strength and precise hand placement gives him the anchor of a 6th offensive lineman, essentially. He finishes every block, playing hard until the final whistle, and he knows when to pin a defensive lineman where, based on run concepts and direction. He's not just throwing his arms up. Every move has a method. Hockenson is strong as a pass blocker as well, though he wasn't asked to do this as often in college. He's proficient at chipping linemen before breaking into his route, and he can operate this way both inline and out wide in the formation. More from Rigo's Rag. Hockenson's mentality as a blocker is just as tantalizing as his physicality. He's an absolute mauler at his best moments, see Indiana film linked below, and he's always hungry for pancakes. At times, he genuinely looks like a guard, looking for slabs to stack on a given play. He always looks ahead once his first assignment is handled. Now, Hockenson is 6'5", 250, so he's not getting confused for an offensive lineman anytime soon. But his play style as a blocker mirrors their power and precision. He can occasionally overcommit and take himself out of the play, but far more often than not, he's a force to be reckoned with. The Redskins need a tight end who can block like this. But wait, you say. You want to know how he fares as a receiver. Well, Hockenson is very good in that area as well. His route tree is still a work in progress. There were times when he didn't show consistent zip when breaking off routes. However, by Iowa's bowl game, Hockenson looked as if he'd progressed nicely in this area, displaying impressive foot quickness and breaks. When he shows this, his potential as a receiving tight end is clear. Hockenson also has good seam awareness when lined up in the middle of the field. He's fast enough to create separation, and when he needs to make lateral adjustments on seam or fade routes, he makes them look easy. Of course, getting open is half the battle. Can Hockenson make the catch, and do more with the catch? Yes, and yes. Hockenson cradles the ball with hands first and body second, ensuring catch security. He's solid at tracking the ball downfield, and showed flashes of high-pointing ability, and in key moments, he seems to come up clutch. There was a late drive against Penn State where Hockenson made a diving sideline catch to keep the offense on the field, then caught another dump-off and took it for a first down. Hockenson's physicality as a blocker transfers to his run-after-catch (RAC) ability. He can be very hard to bring down for defenders whom he outmatches in size. Hockenson isn't the athlete that no if and as, but that isn't to say anything negative about Hockenson's athleticism. He's a solid athlete in his own right. His athleticism contributes to his impressive contact balance. Hockenson is a very real RAC threat, and after combining this with his other traits, it's hard to imagine if there's anything he can't do. Tape watch. T.J. Hockenson vs. Wisconsin, 2018, T.J. Hockenson block vs. Indiana, 2018, T.J. Hockenson vs. Penn State, 2018, T.J. Hockenson vs. Mississippi State, 2018, other resources used, 2019 NFL Draft Player Profile, T.J. Hockenson, The Draft Network. Next, how Hockenson fits with the Redskins. Page 3. Landover, MD, October 14, tight end Vernon Davis. Photo by Patrick Smith, Getty Images. It's no secret that the Redskins' tight end situation is tenuous, to say the least. Jordan Reed is a devaluing receiving threat who offers little as a blocker and has looming injury issues. Vernon Davis, meanwhile, is 35 years old, and could be a cap casualty with his disproportionate cap figure. Jeremy Sprinkle has his moments, but he's still nothing more than a no.3 tight end. Based on position alone, there is, subtly, a pressing need for a change. But the most important factor, when considering Hockenson, is not the uncertainty at tight end. It's the uncertainty on offense, period. The Redskins' offense was very inefficient in 2018, both running and passing the football. The passing game could never gain steam, and every 2 runs for modest gains were met by a negative 3-yard run to stymie momentum. To put it simply, the Redskins have a blocking problem. And they have a passing game problem. Many of those blocking issues correlate to the team's lack of a left guard, and their lack of offensive line depth. And any of the passing game issues can be attributed to the lack of a playmaker at wide receiver. Some might prefer to address one of those positions individually, in the first round. But what if you wanted to supplement both those areas with one player? What if you wanted to add a player who can make the offensive line better with his blocking, and can function as a playmaker on offense with his own receiving ability? Hockenson is the classic case of don't scout the position, scout the player. The impact he would provide vastly transcends the modest reputation of the NFL tight end. Next, should the Redskins draft T.J. Hockenson? Page 4. Blomington, in, October 13, T.J. Hockenson. Photo by Andy Lyons, Getty Images. Still, even with Hockenson's great array of strengths, and with his prowess that would surely help the Redskins' offense, reservations about selecting him at no. 15 come with merit. The Redskins have a number of needs that need careful attention, and the wrong investment could set them back. But if T.J. Hockenson isn't anything, he's not the wrong investment. At number 15, when absolving position, Hockenson has a case to be one of the best players available for Washington. The hardest thing about evaluating Hockenson, worded well by the Draft Network's Kyle Krabs, is finding a weakness. Hockenson could be the Redskins' best all-around tight end in Week 1, and he has the receiving upside to make you wonder just how lethal a Reed-Hockenson duo could be for a year or two. Of course, selecting Hockenson doesn't necessarily align with the Redskins' recent draft philosophy. The past 4 years, they've drafted with a heavy influence on need in round 1, and on the surface, a tight end doesn't fit in that category. But lose the positions for a second. The Redskins need a blocker. The Redskins need a pass catcher. The Redskins need a playmaker. Want all three for the price of a first-round pick? T.J. Hockenson is your guy. The buck doesn't have to stop there, but it would be a great start. Next, assessing Redskins' first-round options. CB Byron Murphy. If you want a player from a different position, that's understandable. It is the draft, after all. There are limitless possibilities to choose from. But when considering Hockenson, look past the position, and instead look at the position the Redskins are in. Their needs extend past the bounds of position groupings. They need to add polished, ascending talent, and Hockenson fits the bill better than most.